Hello and welcome to Tech Trends with me, Olayemi Odunuga. On this week's show, Global Tech Africa Conference provides a platform to facilitate discussions and investment in Africa's digital economy. And then I talk to Abdullahi Baturi, CEO of Schooler, on accelerating digital literacy in Nigeria's education sector. Don't forget, this is the program that takes you on a ride in 25 minutes to seek out innovation and creativity that are unique to Africa. Together, we have the power to inspire, connect, and deliver on new opportunities and rich experiences that can open doors to innovation and progress while growing global economies and increasing well-being. Following the launch of Nigeria's Startup Act, which is a strategic plan to position Nigeria for the fourth industrial revolution, the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, the U.S. Consulate, Global Tech Africa came together to explore opportunities in Africa's potential to harness technology for growth and development. The initiative fosters impactful conversations and actionable plans aimed at unlocking growth and building the tech ecosystem in Africa. It's a fusion of technology, brilliance, and innovation at the Global Tech Africa Conference 2023. The event draws together some of the brightest minds in the tech industry, serving as a melting pot for ideas and breakthroughs that are poised to shape the future of Africa. They explore opportunities in the continent's potential to harness technology for growth and development. The Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, talks about Nigeria's digital transformation agenda and collaboration with the tech ecosystem to achieve goals as stated in the National Digital Literacy Framework.
The challenge is for us to have talent to create our digital offerings in country, as well as to connect that talent to the global value chain. Then we need to have digitally literate population for them to use these digital services. So our target is to achieve 70% by 2027. And we have the National Digital Literacy Framework with a target of achieving 95% by 2030. But our midterm goal is to achieve 70% by 2027. Then the second priority is policy. We need to have the right policies in place so that we help you to thrive in the digital economy or in digitalizing the country in general. We are looking at 7 policies we want to implement, among them AI, blockchain, data strategy, so that we'll make our data open for people to innovate, and the Nigerian Startup Act, which is key and critical.
The U.S. Consul General comments Nigeria's digital transformation journey and also gives assurances of the U.S.'s investment in the country's tech sector.
I love talking about Nigeria's digital environment because you have some of the best laws on the continent. You have done so much to write these incredible laws, to lay out a policy network and framework that allows companies to prosper and be successful. And now it's all about partnering together to make sure that those get implemented in a way that everyone understands. And this is, I've never worked in a place that is so open to input from our companies and from the private sector. The truth is, we're all in on Africa because we need Africa. President Biden has made it so clear, we need Africa to help us all together solve the problems that the world is facing. We need to work together to solve these global challenges, work together to fight the backsliding against democracy, work together to get people digitally literate, work together to build a fully wired world, work together to overcome the impacts of climate change. And we're doing that but we can't do it without Nigeria.
It's a harmonious blend of refreshing keynotes to engaging panel discussions that explore the future of innovation and tech shaping Africa's landscape.
Our main objective is to help startups grow and scale. And even though we are a tech company, we also support startups with things like global expansion.
Topics such as advancing Nigeria's digital economy and growth and enhancing liquidity in emerging markets take center stage.
Technology is not technology for technology's sake. DG spoke extensively about digital transformation. The end game is to see how we can leverage that technology to enhance productivity across whatever it is that you do.
So what we're planning and what we're committing to as an agency is to train 1 million small businesses on how to better structure their businesses. And I'll tell you why this is important. We have a lot of funding institutions that want to finance small businesses, but they can't finance small businesses because they say that the small businesses are not ready to take financing.
The seeds of collaboration and innovation planted at this conference are expected to blossom into a symphony of progress, influencing policies, driving investments, and shaping the trajectory of the tech industry in Nigeria and Africa.
The focus of Global Tech Africa is to facilitate investment for Africa, but starting with Nigeria, because we're special people in Nigeria, and Nigeria is leading when it comes to technology, and we thought it would be great to bring it home in that sense. The idea is to take on the growth approach from an ecosystem point of view. Hence the partners we have today. You can see government, Business Sweden, the US Consulate, NIDA as well, the Nigerian government. Also we have a partnership on the academic side with the Wigwe University, development sector side with the HOW Foundation, also Ascent Studios Foundation, us, and the private sector as well. We have VGG, Trail, and IHS, on board as partners. So really, it's convening everyone and having a platform like this where people can have conversations on level playing field, but not just have the conversations, but do business together and sort of align in this growth strategy that we're trying to build.
Previously, government didn't pay so much attention to investing and developing the digital and creative sectors. However, in this administration, Mr. President places a premium on investing and stimulating the entrepreneurship space, particularly businesses with tech and innovation leanings, because we find that entrepreneurship development in tech would unlock new opportunities for us to be able to leverage and grow our economy to thrive and compete globally with respect to increasing our output. We all know that Mr. President has set a double-digit growth target from 450 billion to 1 trillion, and we find that the MSME space, which already we know contributes to 50% of our GDP, is the quickest win approach to unlocking the opportunities and growing us to a buoyant and prosperous economy.
As Africa continues to evolve as a tech powerhouse, events like this provide the stage for a symphony of ideas that promise to shape a future where brilliance and innovation take center stage.
And hope that it lives forever.
It's the second day of the 4th International Tunneling and Underground Space Conference, and professionals in the built environment, earth sciences, policymaking, and infrastructure development fields are here to discuss the opportunities for Nigeria and the continent. Facilitators set the stage for deliberations.
Why is this relevant and why is this important? The current continental rhetoric and drive and focus is centered towards creating an economic bloc in Africa. And as experts in the area of tunneling and underground space use, we deemed it relevant for us to align to this. Nigeria is a signatory and a major signatory to the AFTA.
At ITA, we have a very special focus on the African continent generally and sub-Saharan Africa specifically.
The president of
Other speakers, including the Oniru of Iruland and a representative of the Minister of Works, identify awareness and collaboration as pivotal to the adoption of underground space use.
The last data we got is that 75,000 people commute every hour from Orile to Marina. Without the line, I don't know what Lagos would have been. But this population is still growing. Don't forget, Lagos population was 500,000 at some point. What's the population of Lagos State today? Over 20 million, and it's still growing.
If you want to take Lagos as an example, we have a lot of points within Lagos where we have serious traffic hold-up. All this with the introduction of underground tunnels and rails going underground would definitely solve some of these problems.
And considering policy gaps, this panel session unpacks issues around institutional frameworks.
The challenge is that it is not in the curriculum of our engineering sector, and that is a major challenge. So the youths have asked for more integration of tunneling as a component of their training, and this is something that can be taken.
The theme for the conference is Tunneling and Underground Space Use, a tool for the rapid implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement.
Artificial intelligence is helping to train brain surgeons to perform critical operations more effectively and safely. This is according to the UK's National Hospital for Neurology and Neurosurgery. The system, under development at University College London, highlights sensitive or critical structures in the brain to bring them to the surgeon's attention.
So what we're really trying to do is apply AI, or artificial intelligence, to support surgeons doing brain tumor surgery at the base of the brain. And what this practically entails is us training the AI with hundreds of videos, telling it, if you like, what structures are what. And then at some point over that period, the AI becomes really good itself at recognizing things and able to support other surgeons who are perhaps less experienced in advising them what to do next.
Brain surgery is always conducted with a real-time video feed from the point of surgery. That video feed is now processed by the AI and augmented in a way that helps the surgeon understand what they are seeing.
What we're trying to plan for is that AI is analogous to having a very senior surgeon standing next to you who might just sit quietly, but if he sees you doing something he doesn't quite agree with, he might gently suggest that there's another way of doing things. And that's the kind of experience you have as a trainee building your surgical experience. And even as a consultant, there's scope to further improve the quality of the surgery by having this extra AI assistance.
According to consultant neurosurgeon Hani Marcus, the AI system analyzed video of more than 200 pituitary gland tumor operations and accumulated approximately 10 years worth of experience in a fraction of the time. That knowledge means the AI can now not only help navigate to the correct area of the brain, but also knows what should be happening at any stage of the procedure, making it a valuable training aid, according to Daniel Khan, a training neurosurgeon who is also an AI research fellow at UCL and has been involved in developing the software that is now helping him.
I think as I progress as a surgeon, there might be stages where I wonder, have I done enough of a particular part of the procedure and should I move on? And actually having that sort of assistant in the background as a reassurance to look at and say, well, yeah, actually at this stage, out of the hundreds of videos of experts that this algorithm has watched, the experts would probably start moving on to the next phase. It's a useful double check.
According to University College London, UCL, the system could be used in operating theatres within 2 years. In the ever-evolving landscape of education, the pursuit of digital literacy stands as a cornerstone for empowering the next generation. Ensuring that students are equipped with the necessary technological skills and have access to quality digital education is now being prioritized which is why schools are encouraged to have computer skills as part of their curriculum. I delve into an enlightening conversation with Abdullahi Baturi, the CEO and co-founder of Schooler, and we talk about the current state of digital literacy in Nigeria's education sector. Abdul, looking at the gap in incorporating computer skills in African school curricula, what's your perception of the current state of digital literacy in Nigeria's education sector?
Well, according to the National Digital Literacy Framework, Nigeria has a target of achieving 95% digital literacy by the year 2030. However, many Nigerians still lack access to digital learning opportunities, and they face challenges such as poverty and inadequate distribution of infrastructure. NIDA and UNESCO are two organizations that are working to provide digital literacy education and skills for Nigerians, especially for adults and youth who have, been excluded from the formal education system. So my opinion is, I think it is the skill that is needed by everyone if we must achieve the 95%. It is not even for the individuals, it is for survival. You need digital literacy skills to survive, by the year 2030.
That's correct. But what challenges do you think schools commonly face when trying to integrate digital literacy into their curriculum?
The bulk of I've worked with private schools. Yes, they try their best, but you have the most experienced teachers, old and saying this technology is not my thing, taking it for granted. These are some of the challenges I know. But then, as far as a public school is concerned, the data we have is about 80% of teachers have access to smartphones, smart devices. So they go about doing basic things like WhatsApp, but then digital literacy as it is, and becoming a digital citizen, which is very, very crucial today, has been a tough thing. How do you use these technologies responsibly? How do you use it to help you with your civic, social, and work life? I think there needs to be a lot of awareness as to the importance of how, the digital literacy skills are needed by everyone. We built our platform and we made it content agnostic, meaning that every school can put in their content. But the biggest problem we encountered was that the teachers were not, tech savvy, and you can't blame them. They've been overworked, doing a lot of work, and then wouldn't have the time to actually learn these skill sets. And organizations like the NIDA and UNESCO, I hope the framework and the plans, get to more teachers, because this kids today and learning can only happen, with technology, because we have this spiky point of view at school that brick and mortar schools are obsolete and that technology is the only way to teach the 21st century.
But let's assume that we're able to achieve, let's say, 95 to 100% digital literacy integration for both, the students and the teachers. What opportunities arise from embracing a more tech-oriented approach to education?
So it will bring about, you hear stuff like personalized learning and data. Data is very, very crucial. If parents have the performance of their child as they practice, they can be able to contribute, to the teachers, and the teachers will know which child is weak, even though, yes, we can guess, but they will know actually, who is putting what effort, and even reward the people that are putting in more effort. There's a data we see from students practicing on our gamified mobile app, for example, where you'd see one child has answered 1,700 questions and has 1,000 points. You'd see another child has answered 1,700 questions and has 300 points. And I would say it will help the teachers understand that this person is willing to learn. The person that has answered 1,500 questions, and is at 300 points. And it will guide the teachers to offer tailored support, even group the students. And I think we are going to achieve far, far better than what we are getting today.
You spoke about gamification, Abdul, right? How does it enhance students' engagement and learning?
Learning for this generation has to be fun, engaging, and interactive. We've seen it firsthand. We launched our solution during the COVID lockdowns, and we literally saw a little girl that told her mom, it's not fun. And, if it is not fun, they won't, buy it. So Our flagship solution was a gamified mobile app that rewards students for doing schoolwork. And we found that kids love it. I think a particular child was able to answer about 500,000 questions before he graduated. And do you know why? Well, because we put these incentives. There's a point for every right answer. And then if you fail, we're using the carrot and stick. It takes off some points when you fail. And these points you gather, you can use them for so many other things. You can use them for duel, where if you win, you get 10 more points. If you lose, 10 more points, and 10 points get subtracted from your own point. We put a leaderboard, we added tournaments and more features, and children like to do schoolwork now because that gamified mobile app rewards students for doing schoolwork. So we've seen how kids want to do more schoolwork because they are seeing the results of what they do. And yes, gamification, you heard it all over, but there are different ways to motivate the learners. And just recently, via the MasterCard Foundation EdTech Fellowship Program, we did a learning science masterclass where we realized that there are different ways you can motivate children. And gamification is at the top of the list, but you'd have to really, really think broad about on how you go about it. You don't need to do it with technology. You can bring a lot of fun things into learning because these kids love learning to be fun, engaging, and interactive if you must get their attention.
All right, Abdul, talking about the role of teachers in all of this, how crucial is their empowerment in ensuring the success of digital literacy programs?
Well, if you don't empower teachers, I think you are crushing your country or your nation, your schools. Teachers, there's a lot of distraction, a lot of opportunities for all. With technology, people want to leave the classrooms. So you want to empower the best teachers to stay in the classrooms. You want to go to them, teach them how to leverage technology, teach them digital literacy, and beg, especially the older ones that have 20 years, 30 years experience. You need those ones to form solid content because they have the technical know-how. And I feel teacher motivation is at the top of the list, and that's why we're focused as a company. And you would agree with me too that we cannot have, great content without, old timers, if I may use, or super qualified teachers that with the years of experience. And tools, I'd encourage companies to build tools that make this easy for the teachers to transition into tech. And I've seen a 7-8-year-old, that uses our technology to create lessons. And I'm impressed. He loves it. He keeps asking me, how do you guys do that? I hope more companies are going to bring solutions that are tailored for the African teacher. And I support what NIDA and organizations like UNESCO is doing in trying to focus on, how we can bridge the national digital literacy, gap.
Looking ahead, Abdul, what do you envision as the future of digital literacy in Nigeria's education sector? And how can innovative solutions continue to drive positive change?
Well, innovative solutions can drive positive change if they collaborate and partner with one another. We don't need a new solution doing the same thing. I would encourage innovators to sit down and look at the gaps. What specific problem can I solve? And you be the person that goes to teach the teachers or teach the school or show the children how it works. If all these stakeholders collaborate, we're going to build a bigger ecosystem that all of us, benefit from. And these collaborations will go a long way in even convincing more stakeholders to take this, frameworks and digital literacy drive seriously. Now, if 90% or let's say 60 to 70% of teachers in schools, were certified that they are, tech savvy or digitally literate, I think it helps the district or the government or, the local government or the state government to say, you know what, these people are coming to us with one voice, 70% of them, 70% strong, and we too have to adopt technology. And gradually, we're going to have better education for our kids, personalized learning, and we encourage and inspire the young generation that's supposed to be engineers building stuff for the community.
All right, Abdullahi Bature, the co-founder and CEO of Schooler, thank you for that insightful conversation, and thank you so much for joining us on Tech Trends.
Thank you very much. It's been an awesome conversation. Thank you very much.
That's all we have for you on our lineup this week. Thank you for staying with us. But as always, Tech Trends is here to share insights, trends, and developments happening in the tech space. If you missed any part of the program, you can always catch up on the channel's TV YouTube accounts where we have all of our episodes, and I encourage you to watch, share, and like your favorite editions. For Tech Trends, I'm Olayemi Odunuga. I'll see you next time.